Hi, this is Monique, and so today I'm going to talk to you about flash sync cords and flash sync cables, like extension cables. So before we do anything, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hi, so there are two types of flash sync cords that I want to show you. First is an extension cord. So it's a cord that goes from the hot shoe of your camera to a flash, like an off-camera flash. And the second is a flash sync cable that goes from the front of your camera to a hot light or studio flash. And then the final thing that I want to talk to you about today is about how to set your flash on remote. If you have a Nikon camera with a Nikon flash, you don't have to use a flash sync cable in order to control that flash remotely. You can do it just as is. Okay, so the first cord that I want to show you is an extension cord. So I use Nikon cameras, so this is an extension cord. So one side goes into the hot shoe of your camera, which is this side, and then this side has a little shoe on the bottom that you attach to your flash. So I'm just going to show you how to do it right now on this camera, on my D2X. And I use it on the D2X because there is no pop-up flash. So I just put it into the shoe and I lock it at the back. That's what it looks like at the top. Okay. And then the other side goes into the bottom of the flash. And then you can lock it as well. So that's what it looks like there. So, oh, that's what it looks like when you turn the flash on. Right now this is on TTL as well. Anyhow, so if I wanted to take a picture with this, I don't have a lens on this camera, but if I wanted to, I could just take a picture and it would go off like this. So the only time that I ever use this extension is if I have it set up on a tripod and I want to move the flash somewhere. I don't actually walk around with this because it's really heavy. So I'll put it on like a tripod and I'll move the flash or do the angle or whatever. So that's the only time I ever use this extension cord. Okay? So another thing that I want to show you is on this Speedlight, which is an SB900 Nikon camera flash. There is a port on the side of the flash that you just pull off. It's a piece of rubber and you can use that for a flash sync cable. Okay? Okay, so let's just cover it back up again. I want to show you a setup for this type of flash, and I'll post some pictures after this video as well, but I want to show you the setup that I did in order to use that flash on a tripod. So what I did is I went out and bought a grip. I'll just take this off here so you can see. I went out and I bought a grip from my local camera store, and it's just a regular one that you would find to put together a tripod in your studio, but I purchased this little piece on the top and it's got like a little clamp on the bottom so that you can fit the flash on the top, right? So if I wanted to, I could use a flash sync cable, hook it up to my flash, or I could use the flash remotely or wirelessly, I guess I should be saying. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Ta-da! Okay, so that's the setup that I wanted to show you as well. You put it on a tripod, and then you can use an umbrella or a softbox or whatever you want, and you can use your flash as a studio light if you don't want to buy a studio light. It's just a really, really easy thing to do. Okay, so the next cord that I want to show you is another type of flash sync cord, but this is the type that you would use in the studio with a hot light. So this is the side that goes into your camera or your flash, and this is the side that goes into the hot light. Okay, so I want to actually show you the back of a hot light so you know where you would put the flash sync cable in. So this is just one of my hot lights or studio lights, and this connection right here is where you would put the flash sync cable. Okay, so you put in the side that kind of looks like a stereo jack, That's what it is. It looks like a stereo jack or like a headphone jack. And you would put it in here, right? And then the other end would go onto the front of your camera. And I'll show you that in a second. But what happens when you put it in, if you've already got your light on a stand and plugged in already, usually there's like a flash or a little mini flash of light that comes in. It's just charged energy in the light that, you know, it doesn't mean that you're shocking yourself or anything, but it's almost like charged energy in the light that is kind of like put off. Okay, so that's where you would put one side. And then the final part that I wanted to show you is where you would put it on your camera. So this camera doesn't have like the rubber on the front. I'll show you with a second camera, but usually there's a piece of rubber on the front here, and you attach your flash sync cable right there. And as you can see, there's a little flap of rubber covering it right there. And you would put your flash sync cable right in there. I would just plug the other side into the studio light and then take a picture, and it would trigger the studio light to flash. So the final thing that I wanted to show you about Nikon cameras and about the flash was that it is a remote flash, so you can use it remotely. So I carry 2 flashes all the time for this specific reason, because if you turn over the flash on the back, let's just turn it on, you'll see a couple of settings on the back. One is master, remote, on and off. Okay, you just see it right there by the red dot. So one can be used as the master flash, another one a remote flash, and then turning it on and off and so on. You can change the settings for the flash so that they match the settings in your camera as well. But basically you can trigger this flash to work remotely without a flash sync cable. So you don't need to have the extension cord that I showed you earlier. You don't need to use this extension cord. If you have this flash, you can put on a stand and you can trigger it from a Nikon camera. Once it's synced, you can trigger it to work. So I just wanted to tell you also, if you want to use your flash and your camera using a flash sync cord, you have to get a special one, and it's called a PC to PC cord. And so it's basically the cord that connects here to here. Okay, so it's basically, it looks like this. Oops, it looks like this on both ends. Okay, and so you can basically get that cord on Amazon.com or on eBay, and it's really cheap. Okay guys, so I hope that this video has helped you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below or send me a message, and I look forward to making lots of videos for you in the future. Bye!